Hi friends, it's Audrey and Dave here. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to share with you something that we did with our Allegheny Township Historical Society. And we went to 4 farms, and they're historic farms that young couples have bought and are redoing. And I'm so excited to share it with you, and thanks for coming. You know, we like to share everything, cooking and history and our Walker house. And
we're coming back here for dinner.
I can't wait to show you. And, oh, stick to the end about the pavilion. Okay, thanks for being here. Dave picked some apples from our trees, and we quadrupled the apple crisp recipe. They had a little bit of some dents and a little bit of brown marks on them, but really they were really good. And it's just so nice to have fresh apples. Imagine we're cutting them for the meal the next day. And we had a caterer that was doing the meal, and she's Kathy Starr Catering, and she's also belongs to the Allegheny Township Historical Society. So she was bringing the ham and green beans, scalloped potatoes, and we were making the apple crisp. And we also had cornmeal, and this was like my trial a week before, just to make sure if I doubled it, if it would be okay, and it was. So, but we cooked the cornmeal bread the day before. So what our Allegheny Township Historical Society did was we had a bus come, and we filled the bus. It was really exciting. We didn't really have to advertise much, and we went to 4 local farms in the township, old historic homes that young people have bought and have brought them back to life. So we went to 4 farms, and I just wanted to share a little bit of each farm with you, and just to share our day. You know, Dave and I love to share our rural life. As you could see, the trees were beautiful on our hillside. People were coming up and taking pictures of our hillside, and I got all the furniture out. We were going to have a campfire, and Ron and Sarah came over, and oh, they just had an anniversary, so happy anniversary to Ron and Sarah. And our first farm that we went to is Foggy Blossom Farm. They are a willow farm, make willow baskets, and they broke us up into 2 groups, one showing about the growth and how they plant the willow, their life story about growing the willow, and Dan makes baskets. It's a big passion of his. And I will put all the farms' names in my description so that you can look them up. I believe they all do have a website. And I think all but the Starr Valley Farm has an Instagram account. So here we were going to the field and explaining all about the growth of willow. They have 100 varieties. I'm just going to give you a little synopsis of each farm, but oh my goodness, I'm just so excited, and my township is still thriving of farmland. I live in a wonderful farming community. You know, we don't have like a town center or a gazebo in town, or, you know, an old time business district, because it's a farming community. So I'm just so excited to see these farms come back to life. Dan and Betsy that you saw at the beginning go all over the country doing workshops, selling their wares. It's just like, you know, they're all your little babies in the township. They're just doing wonderful. And how about those tools? Oh my gosh, I was so impressed. And this is Betsy here explaining how they, you know, they dry them and then they wet them again. And it's just a wonderful process to learn and know. I do believe they give farm tours. You would have to look them up and see and contact them. It was just so interesting. And that was Foggy Blossom Farm. That was our first stop. Our second stop was going to John Starr's farm. He just bought the Sober Farm not long ago, and he refurbished this big, huge barn. His son got married there this summer, and it gave him, you know, a little bit kick in the pants to get that barn redone. And it's just like a gem in our township, and we're just so excited that he redid this, and so grateful. A new roof, and they found a lot of wormy chestnut in the barn. and reused it. And that's John Starr there talking. It's his mother that's on also in the committee of the Allegheny Township Historical Society. And look at this barn. I mean, I just was thinking so they had a wedding there this summer, and I was thinking oh my goodness, you could have hoedowns and music groups, and it would just be a wonderful venue for so many things. They did an excellent job, and we're just so thrilled to have this redone in our township. So many people are just ripping barns down, and he reused a lot of the things that were here. So it was called the Sober Farm. It was in the Sober family since the late 1700s. He had a little bit of a picture gallery over by the bar area. And I thought it was so cute. They named the bar the Sober Bar. Get it? Drinking sober. And so some of the Sober family was just here and saw the barn, and they saw the bar area, and they were laughing because they said they are all teetotalers and they really don't drink. But anyhow, I thought that was really a cute play on words, a sober bar. And so that was the Sober Farm, which is now part of John's farm. And then we went to Hill Farm, Heal, owned by Adam and Katie Mason. And oh my gosh, it was a wonderful time to have this tour. The trees were wonderful. They were changing colors. In fact, some of the trees are already starting to lose their leaves. And they have a farm shop here that you could see that's really big. They offered many of the things that they have for sale in the farm shop that day. They have their regenerative farm. They live in a historic farmhouse on the property, and you could just see the beauty all around it. I just love this picture. You see the old fence and the new fence. This represents this farm. There's a lot of new ideas, new farming ways that work, new equipment. But I saw a piece of that old fence, and isn't it wonderful to see an old farm be brought back to life and have new blood in it? Adam does do farm tours. He's excellent. He puts hay on the trailer and he takes you around. He educates you on regenerative farming. We did have some elderly on the tour, and they were so grateful. He took them in side-by-sides, and he explains the process of moving the cows and rotational grazing, and we're just so thrilled to have him in the township. When Dave and I are out and about, some of the locals have said, "Hey, I saw you have a YouTube channel," and the one guy said, "Hey, Dave, I see you on TV." But I wanted to share these signs because I know some locals do watch the channel, and this is how you could contact Hill Farms. The fourth farm and final farm that everybody got to visit was Berryhill Farm. They are a flower farm. Kristen has been doing flower farming for a couple years now, and this year they started doing a farmer's market, supplying to weddings. They also do honey. I make all my granola. You can go back to that old video with their honey. And they also do the Lower Borough Farmers Market. The buildings are also nice on their property, and they took everybody to the flower fields, and Kristen explained the process, and we were so happy. There wasn't like this, I was worried there's going to be a big frost, and there wasn't. And the most what people got out of on the bus, of everybody on the tour, came back and said the excitement and the passion in all these farmers was so inspiring. People came back to our farm for dinner. It ended up with a farm-to-table dinner. They were so inspired by these farms. This farm was the Hawk Farm, and it was so nice to see the old foundation stones. And Kristen and Bernie just had everything so nice. So after visiting the 4 farms, everybody came back, and we were having our farm-to-table dinner. And it was still a beautiful day. The weather was beautiful. And then I noticed early when we were leaving that Dave, of course, you might guess, was decorating. and he had corn stalks on the sign, and he put his John Deere tractor out so it would be farmy, and we have a couple flags, and he put the John Deere flag out on the flagpole. And so, of course, you know, Dave had to do a little bit of decorating. As I mentioned before, Starr Catering did the main foods, and Kathy brought special plates, you know, with the fall theme. We wanted everybody to feel very special this day, and we used cloth tablecloths. We had seating that you could be inside or you could be outside. You could be around the ring, so you could be with your family, or you could mingle with other peoples on the bus. You could sit wherever you wanted, but we really wanted everybody to feel special, and I think they did. Okay, friends, so if you've been following along, the last video I did was all the improvements that we made over the summer, but honestly, it took 30 some years to get all these improvements done, and it used to be brown, and we've changed everything to red, black, and white, and you know, where all the buildings are and how we like them where they're at. And you know, when David moved the Walker House, he made that north, south, east, and west, how it was 10 miles from here. We thought long and hard where that was going to be, where we put our potting shed. You know, it was really just not a summer to get everything done. It's taken us years and years. So if you're young and you're watching this, please be patient with yourself. And I was coming up, and this is the pavilion spot. Dave and I have always loved pavilions. I thought they'd be so pretty, it decorated, and I was watching Ron here, and thank you again, Ron, for all your help. I was watching Ron here, and like this light bulb went on, and I could see the Walker House, and I thought, oh my goodness, if I put a pavilion here, I won't see the Walker House. And I said to Dave, I don't think I want that pavilion there. I don't think I want a pavilion. And he didn't say anything, and he just said, okay, honey. And you see where we put the tables here? I can fit 4 tables in a row, and it is a beautiful farm-to-table meal place, party place, like a grove. And that's where that pavilion was supposed to be. I was supposed to order it the next day, and I didn't. And Dave was like, I get it. I was excited to get a pavilion, but you're right, we won't see this. We can see this view from our front porch. So I don't know if the pavilion's on pause or I'm not going to get one, but we grew grass here, and I absolutely love it how it is. I just love the open space, no modern pavilion, and we'll just have to see. So friends, this is the view for now, and this is how I'm keeping it, and we love it. David loves it. We both love it, and we'll see if we get a pavilion someplace else. There really isn't too many flat spots, but this is our view for now. Thanks so much for being here. We really appreciate you visiting us here on the farm, following our rural life, our farm life. I'm going to somebody's house this week, and I'm doing a little fall tour there, and I'm excited to show you that. And we really appreciate if you would subscribe and like. I guess that helps the algorithm and all that stuff. But thanks so much for being here, and I do hope to see you real soon.